Hello and welcome to the next in our series of the World Illustration Award winner interviews. Today we are interviewing our Children's Publishing New Talent category winner from 2024, Lizzy Metcalfe. Lizzy was selected for her project Mr. Crisps, and she's here to tell us a little bit more about her project. Hello, Lizzy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your illustration practice?
I can, yeah. Um, I live in York, and I'm a mum of four. I'm actually a part-time primary school teacher, as well as following illustration as well, following that pathway. Um, uh, and that sort of really feeds my illustration work, I think, because I think you have to be a really good observer of people and for illustration, especially children. And so I know the way that they move and they talk and they play, and that really sort of feeds my sort of illustration work. So I love that. So that's sort of one half of my life, and then the other half of my life is this illustration new sort of career that I'm following at the moment. So that's really exciting. Um, yeah. Do you want to know about my practice?
Can you tell us a bit more about how you became an illustrator and how far along in your illustration career you are?
Well, really new, basically. Sort of winning this award has given me the confidence to think, oh, right, I can really do this, you know. Um, um, I've always really loved illustration. I've always loved children's picture books, being a mum of four, working in education. And it's sort of something that I've really dabbled with, but I think it was maybe about a year and a half ago or something, I really sort of got quite serious about it because my children are a bit older now. And so I joined the Good Ship illustration courses, and really loved that, and that sort of gave me a community of people to sort of work with and sort of champion each other, and it opened lots of sort of opportunities for me, like the World Illustration Awards. The idea of sort of entering competitions and things like that uh, really sort of boost your confidence, and I sort of felt like, oh, I can actually do this, you know. And people are sort of really sort of in your corner, you know. So yeah, basically I'm really new but really loving it and feeling like I'm on the cusp of something really exciting. So yeah.
That's fantastic to hear, and I'm so glad that winning the award has given you so much confidence. It's always amazing how much of a difference it makes to the illustrators that get involved in the awards and the confidence it gives them.
Yeah.
We love hearing stories like that, so that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
So speaking of the awards, why did you decide to enter the World Illustration Awards 2024?
um well, the reason I did was because I created this beautiful illustration of my children's dad that then became bigger. And the I think some people know that the story that he sadly died when my children were much younger. And I sort of create this beautiful illustration, and I knew it was special, and I really loved it. And the good test is sort of showing my children, and if they go, oh, that's a good thing, and if they sort of, then it's not brilliant. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to put it on my Instagram. And I worried about it because I thought, I'm not going to put the story behind it. I'm just going to put it up because I love it. And it got such a reaction from people that also really loved it. And I thought, oh gosh, this really sort of stands alone, you know, it can really stand on its own. That sort of imagery of him and this mug of coffee and the cat around his shoulders. And I thought, if it can stand sort of on its own without the story behind it, you know, just shows sort of how kind of powerful that image is. And it made me think, wow, if it sort of resonates for me for certain reasons, you know, oh, you know, it's really resonating with others. So I thought, I'm gonna give it a go. You know, I saw the World Illustration Awards. I think Good Ship Illustration sort of promote you guys a lot, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna tentatively put it out there and see if, you know, if other people like it. And they did, which was really exciting.
They more than liked it. It was our judges' favourite in the end. So,
Right.
you know, we have 30 judges across all of the 10 categories. Within your category, there would have been 3 judges, but to be the winner of your category, you would have had to have that consensus from at least those 3 judges.
Yeah.
And it would have had to stand out across the board. So that's huge congratulations for putting out that project out there, despite being tentative.
Yeah.
Really made an impact, as it had done to your own audience, and it also did to our judges as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Thank you. It sort of blows my mind a bit, actually, because I just sort of really can't. Yeah, it's really lovely. It's really, really nice to know that people like your work, obviously. Really,
yeah, exactly. That's
yeah.
what the awards is all about, is giving illustrators confidence in their work and confidence to put themselves out there and share their work with the world, because it is a worldwide competition. We have people entering from, I think, 84 countries last year we had across the world that were entering. So it's really is seen by a huge audience.
Yeah, yeah. Which makes it even more like, whoa, you know. Yeah, really grateful for that opportunity.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, really good.
So I think, I mean, you probably touched on this already, actually, why you created your winning projects.
Yeah.
Did you say it was off the back of doing a course, or did you feel particularly inspired to tell the story of your husband,
Well, so
your children's father?
yeah, so when he died, and it was about 8 years ago, um, my children were very little, and we read stories a lot, all the time. And they often asked me, sort of, you know, where is daddy now? Which is a really heartbreaking thing when your children are asking really deep questions. And I didn't feel equipped to give them any answers. It was really, really challenging. I'm sure lots of people have gone through that. And so we did create stories. We did talk about stories about where we would be now, you know, and create these magical ideas, however ridiculous they were. I remember my son was like, he'll be building Lego swords, you know, and my daughters would it be, you know, riding unicorns and things like that. And so you just follow that, because you think, I have nothing, I have no joy to give you right now apart from following these stories. So we just followed ridiculous stories, and I think that got us through really, really tough times. And I think at that point, I wasn't illustrating those pictures of him at all. I didn't have that in me at all. It was just sort of making up lovely stories. And I think about when I joined the Good Ship Illustration about a year and a half ago, they sort of encourage you to look back and to look back at memories, dig deep. And I think I'd sort of put those stories to bed. I'd not really thought about them for a long time. And so as I was sort of scribbling away in my sketchbook and things, he sort of appeared. And I thought, oh gosh, I remember these. I remember these stories. that me and my children used to tell. And so then I just kept drawing more and more and more and more, and thinking about, you know, all these stories that he could be doing and stuff. So it's sort of, it's it was a long process, basically. It was a long process.
But it's such a personal story. I think it obviously needed that time to percolate and become what it did, and for you to
Yeah,
have the confidence as an illustrator to
yeah,
make it an illustrated story.
yeah,
That's really wonderful. I love the idea that your children were so involved in telling that story, and it was so inspired by their own ideas and
yeah,
imagination. That's
yeah,
really wonderful.
yeah. It's really, gosh, it really helped us through. It really helped us through.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's
I've got, do
wonderful.
you want to see this? Because this is like this little page in the sketchbook, and this was the first Mr. Crisps.
Oh, okay.
You can see it. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that.
Is it just in pencil? It's a little bit faint.
It's a bit faint, yeah. It's
Has he got a crazy hairstyle or something? Oh,
no, he
and
has
then
got like a woolly hat.
oh, in the bottom left.
You probably, yeah, don't know if you,
Yeah, with the beard.
yeah, but
Yeah. So that's
my,
the very first sketch he did with the idea.
yeah,
Wow.
involved. But yeah, yeah, that was the first one where it is with him with the cat, you know, around his neck and the
Mm.
cup of coffee. But yeah,
It's really, really lovely and really sweet story. Thank you so much for sharing that.
you're welcome. You're
It
welcome.
really gives a bit more perspective to the stories, and that's what I love about each of the projects that we get through for the World Illustration Awards, is reading about how they came about, and you get the chance to tell that when you apply for when you
Yeah,
make your entry. You have
yeah,
a sort of few paragraphs to tell the story of how you created it and why, and what materials you used. So I
yeah,
remember reading the little excerpt that you gave, but knowing a little bit more now really brings it even more to life.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really lovely.
Good.
So, as you said, you certainly didn't expect to get all the way through to winning. So you obviously were selected for the long list first and then the short list, and then were announced as the winner. Can you tell us what you enjoyed about the whole process and what it was like at each stage?
It was a bit of a it was a bit of a roller coaster, because I didn't actually, obviously didn't think I would be longlisted or shortlisted or win. So it was like a real whirlwind of sort of emotions, and each time it just leveled up. So you know, and the long list, I thought, oh, okay, okay, that's all right. I'll take that. That's a good win. And then we got to the shortlist. I thought, oh, and I think at the shortlist, that's when sort of my Instagram sort of got people. I got people started sort of checking in on my Instagram, and I met some new people, and got to know some illustrators around where I live, because they had obviously seen or heard, and they were like, "Oh, you live near me," you know. And so I've sort of met up with some new illustrators, and that was really nice. So the shortlist sort of started to open the doors, and then the winning was, yeah, amazing. I mean, I was drinking a cup of tea whilst I was watching the award ceremony, and I thought, I've definitely not once had this cup of tea. And then when I when they said I've won, I thought, oh, I'm going to switch to a glass of wine. This is a bit. I didn't realise that I would have won. So yeah, yeah, it was. I've really enjoyed the roller coaster. I think it's quite nice in a way to do it like that, where it's a little and often, and then it
Yeah.
lets everybody have a little bit of, you know.
So we announce it in stages, so that because the long list is still 500 people, and so we want to have a chance to promote them as much as possible. So we do obviously share their work on Instagram as much as possible. We share it on our website, and we always encourage the artists themselves to make the most of being nominated at each stage. So to tell their wider network, as I'm sure you were,
Yeah,
whether that's on social media or pitching to local press, etc. Because yeah, it's such a brilliant thing to talk about. And
yeah,
that's so nice to hear that you had real life interactions and connections with illustrators
Yeah.
as a result, because we obviously do a lot of online events because it's a worldwide award and we want everyone to be able to join us. But to know that it gave you a bit more exposure in order to connect with other illustrators who are
Yeah.
local to you, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of nice things have happened. And that was one of the nicest. Yeah.
Oh, fab.
Yeah. Really good.
Um, so with that in mind, what impact would you say had winning the award has had on you since? Has it increased your confidence? You said it already has.
Yeah.
Did it lead to new commissions, new clients, increase your social media following? Anything else you want to tell us about?
Yeah. I mean, it's done all of those things really. I've got a new agent who's lovely, Luddington Creative, Lucy. She's really good and she's sort of championing me. And I got my first picture book deal and I just finished that, and that was exciting. And yeah, my Instagram seems to be doing quite well, and obviously my confidence has grown. So it's sort of opened all those doors, and I'd encourage anybody to sort of go for it because I'm so glad I did, you know.
Really fantastic to hear. You've got a picture book deal as a result. That's
Yeah, like like a young readers, young yeah, a young readers little picture book. So like a 9 double page spread.
lovely.
So I just finished that before Christmas. So I feel like really hopeful and really
Yeah.
optimistic about the.
Can you tell us when the picture book will be coming out, or is it a bit too
Yeah,
early?
it's in May. It's
In May. Well,
yeah.
do share with us when that comes out, and we'll tell our network about it as well. We always love to hear about winners and what they do next.
Thank you. Thank
But yeah, that's really fantastic.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so as a result of being a category winner, you would have got AOI membership for the year. So
Yeah.
can you tell us what you've enjoyed about having membership with the AOI this year? What resources you've enjoyed, what events perhaps you've joined, etc.
Yeah. Um, well, I do really like that, having that membership. That was really like an extra win. I really like that. So it's really nice. I like the online portfolio that I've set up. I like
Mhm.
online. That's really nice. Um, must always remember to keep updating it, but it is really lovely to have that online and that people can see you through through you guys. And there's these obviously AOI meetups and things, and I think it's nice sort of knowing that you're part of something bigger, like a bigger community, and that there's always people there for you if you need them. And I think that's what I've enjoyed the most. I think knowing there's a community of people for you is really
Yeah.
a big part of that.
There's in-person meetups that you can go to as part of
Yeah,
the AOI, and we have online events as well.
yeah, yeah. I'd like to do those. I think I haven't done the online ones. I think I would rather do the in-person ones. And there's definitely an active group in York where I am. So I'm really like going to try very, very hard to get to those. I know that they want me to come. I'm going to go. And I've met a couple of them already, which is really nice. So
Wow,
it's it's just the big groups I haven't been to yet, but I've met some people already.
that's really good to hear.
Looking forward to that.
Fantastic.
Really good.
Okay. So is there anything else you would say about entering the awards? Is there any advice you would give to anyone who's considering it or not sure about whether they should enter? What would you say to them?
I think it would just be go for it. I think you should absolutely go for it. Yeah, because um, yeah, don't sort of hide away, your talents. Just, really showcase yourself and put yourself out there, and because you can really reap the rewards. I would, you know, it's sometimes quite hard to do that. I think it is quite hard to do that, to find the confidence to do that. But I think take a deep breath and then
And don't wait for it to be perfect, is what I always say. Just
yeah,
get it out there anyway.
yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah.
perfectionism can really hold you back, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, really just take a deep breath and go for it. That's my advice.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. We've loved having you on here today, and thank you for joining us, and congratulations again on being our category winner.
Thank you.
And if anyone is not aware, Lizzy's been doing an Instagram takeover on our account today, which is the 10th of January. So you can check that out on our grid on Instagram as well.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Lizzy, and look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.